morning, CSE. I'm Madison Reese with Dan DeRocher, and we have some breaking news for you.
You might be wondering why you have to deal with us on a Tuesday, but it's because there are some surprising new implementations on how we conduct fire drills.
When you hear the air horn signal for this month's fire drill, things are going to be done a little differently.
Children, you know the drill.
Stay calm and collected like you usually would, except file out of the room in a single file line. Staying in that single file line, line up behind your teacher on the sidewalk along Front Street. Your teacher will then make sure everyone is present, and when everyone is, hopefully, he or she will flash the good signal to Dr. Gordon.
So, Mr. McCollum, to my understanding, we have new fire drill procedures. Why is that, and why did we decide to do it this year?
Well, as one of the things that the charter school does regularly is we evaluate our processes and decide whether or not we want to continue doing the same thing or whether or not we can improve upon it. When we look at our fire drill process, it can definitely be improved upon. So what we're going to do different this year is we're going to make sure that we have everyone accounted for, meaning that when your teachers go outside, they're going to expect you to stand in a single file line so that they can take a roll call and make sure that we're not sending any first responders, law enforcement or firefighters into a building after a student that's already accounted for. In the past, everyone just kind of jumped out and went across the street and we didn't know where anybody was. This year, we're going to know so that we don't put anybody's life at risk.
Now, is it supposed to be any faster or maybe even slower?
I don't anticipate that it'll be slower because the procedure for getting out of the building hasn't changed. It's the procedure for once we get across the street that's changed. So you'll still be able to get out of the building in time.
Okay. Now, some would say it's is that almost like a elementary, we line up single file line, you take roll call,
So here's the scenario. The building catches on fire. We all evacuate and the fire truck comes and a firefighter says, "Hey, who's in the building?" And we say, "We don't know. We didn't take attendance or we didn't take a roster of our classroom." And then he says, "Oh, let me go in here and make sure no one's in the building." And then he dies. So it's not elementary. It's not elementary because that's what can happen.
Okay, but listen, though. Here goes my thing, though. If you think about it, if it's actually a fire, nobody's going to walk out single file line. I guarantee that. Everybody's going to run
Okay, you're not listening. We're not walking out in a single file line. The process for leaving hasn't changed. It's once we get across the street.